All right, today we're going to pull back the curtain on an element that, honestly, runs our world from behind the scenes. It's hiding in some of the most unexpected places you can imagine.
I mean, think about it for a second. A farmer's field and the tip of a match. These seem like they're from completely different universes, right? One is all about slow, patient growth. The other is a sudden, explosive spark. But believe it or not, they share a secret ingredient.
And that's our star for today, Phosphorus. It is the hidden link, the real unsung hero in this whole story. So let's dive in and figure out why it's so important.
Okay, so first things first, let's get properly introduced. Who is this phosphorus character? Well, at its core, it's what chemists call an active nonmetal. And what that really means is it doesn't like to be alone. It's always looking to react and make connections with other elements.
And this right here is the source of its superpowers. You see these numbers? 3, 3+, and 5+? Those are its most common oxidation states. You can think of them like different moods or personalities it can have. This lets it bond with other atoms in all sorts of different ways. It's this chemical flexibility that makes phosphorus such a powerhouse.
Now, you can't just go out and find a chunk of pure phosphorus lying on the ground. No way. We actually have to make it. And its origin story? Well, it's pretty fiery. It involves some serious heat and a total transformation. The whole process is kind of like a super intense industrial recipe. You start with your main ingredient, phosphate rock. Then you throw it into a massive furnace and add some sand and coke, that's just a type of carbon. You crank up the heat, and that forces the phosphorus to be released as a gas. Then you just have to capture that gas, cool it down, and boom, you've got pure solid phosphorus. It's a pretty dramatic way to be born for a very reactive element.
And once it's out in the world, pure phosphorus doesn't stay single for long. Remember how we said it was active? It's incredibly social, chemically speaking. It immediately starts looking for partners to form compounds with. So let's meet some of its best chemical friends.
And just like any social butterfly, it has its favorite crowd. It absolutely loves to hang out with oxygen and the halogens, elements like chlorine. And these little partnerships, they create some of the most useful and frankly powerful compounds that we use every day.
So let's start with its oxygen buddies. You can think of them as two very different siblings. On one hand, you've got P4O6. This is the wild child. It smells a bit like garlic and can literally burst into flames if it gets too hot. But then you have its counterpart, P4O10. This one's a much more stable, calm white powder. But don't let that fool ya. This one has a secret superpower.
And what is that superpower? Well, P4O10 is defined by one incredible, almost obsessive trait. It has a powerful thirst for water. I'm talking one of the absolute thirstiest substances known to science.
This intense thirst makes it an amazing drying agent. It's a substance that just sucks water out of its surroundings. It's so good at it that if you were to drop some into water, you'd actually hear a hissing sound as it viciously grabs onto every single water molecule it can find. It's pretty wild.
Okay, so what about its other friends, the chlorides? Again, there are two main players here. You've got phosphorus trichloride, or PCl3, which is a colorless liquid. You make it by adding some chlorine to molten phosphorus. But if you get greedy and add even more chlorine, you get something different, phosphorus pentachloride, PCl5, which is a solid. Both of these are absolutely crucial building blocks for all sorts of industrial chemistry.
All right, so we've met phosphorus, we've met its chemical friends, but you're probably asking, so what? Why does this all matter? Well, this is where we bring it all back home and look at the actual jobs this amazing element does for us every single day.
And this is where it all clicks into place. Remember that farmer's field from the very beginning? Yup. Phosphorus-based compounds are absolutely essential for fertilizers that help grow our food. That special metal alloy? That's phosphor bronze, which is super strong and doesn't rust. And of course, the tip of that match? You guessed it. It has a phosphorus compound in it. From crop-protecting pesticides to the plastics in our homes, this element is a true hidden pillar of our world.
This quote really sums it up perfectly. Remember that thirsty white powder, P4O10? It's not just some weird chemical curiosity. It's the starting point, the foundation for creating so many other essential compounds that our society depends on.
So there you have it. From our food to our fire, phosphorus is a perfect example of an element that isn't exactly a household name, but is absolutely fundamental to our lives. It really makes you stop and think, doesn't it? What other crucial elements are out there quietly shaping our world, hiding in plain sight?